Hi again then guys, so I've got another drag spec tune for you today, and this time it's for the Ford GT40 Mark I. This is both the first non-all-wheel drive vehicle we've included in drag spec, and it's also the most expensive vehicle in drag spec so far at 2.8 million credits. So it is a very expensive car, but the reason why I'm including it is because despite being rear-wheel drive, this is one of the quickest launching rear-wheel drive vehicles in the game. It actually launches off the line as quickly as an all-wheel drive car. It really is ballistically quick off the line. So you want your racing soft tyres as always. For suspension, we've raised the ride height to 90 front and rear. We've rounded down the springs to 575 and 775. For compression 2, extension 3, anti-roll as high as possible to keep it straight and true. Camber and toe neutral to get as much tyre contact to the road as possible. For the gearbox, we've got the highest possible auto setting. Then we've rounded off the individual gears to 2725, 1685, 1175, 875 and 675 with a final drive of 2.9. For the diff, we've got the highest initial torque, high acceleration and low braking sensitivity. All the power upgrades obviously, and as always with these drag spec tunes, I will be using NOS. Unfortunately, you can't adjust the downforce, but you definitely want weight loss. Traction control is of course turned off because it is much quicker, as all cars are much quicker without it. And as always, I will be using an automatic gearbox. So if you do choose to use a manual gearbox, you will be at least as quick as this, if not quicker. And as always, I like to put these cars up against more powerful models to show how they or how capable they are in the real world. So what better rival for this car than the modern version of it? So we're putting it up against the 2005 Ford GT, which has over 100 horsepower more. It also weighs a bit more, but over 100 horsepower more. They're both mid-engine, both rear-wheel drive, both essentially the same car, just different versions of it. I know they're not the same car mechanically, but you know what I mean. Both are being driven by me, of course. Both are using racing softs, and both are using NOS. So let's see how they compare. So pretty impressive performance considering that it has over 100 horsepower less. This car's producing about 833 horsepower, whereas the new model GT is producing 940. So a significant difference in power. And although the Ford GT is in the lead, this car is still doing a pretty good job of keeping up with it. And for those who are more knowledgeable about the Ford GT, you will of course know that the Ford GT is one of the quickest accelerating supercars on Gran Turismo. So for this car to only be this far behind it, it's pretty impressive. At the 5,000 meter mark, it's only 0.4 of a second behind. That's pretty impressive. Now, as always, there are far too many times for me to list, and I will put them in the video description for you to look through those if you're interested. But the highlights are this car hits 60 miles per hour in 1.5 seconds, which is seriously rapid for a non-all-wheel drive vehicle. It hits 200 miles per hour in less than 10 seconds. It will hit 300 miles per hour in 31 seconds. It does the quarter mile in 8.1. It will cover a standing mile in less than 20 seconds. And it will cover 4 miles in less than 1 minute. So it is a seriously fast classic car. I believe this is actually the fastest classic in the game in a straight line. Obviously the Audi Streamliner has a slightly superior top speed, but I believe this is the fastest drag car of all of the classic cars in the game. So I hope you guys find this tune setup helpful. If you haven't bought this car, I would definitely recommend saving up for it. It's a very, very good car. And that's it really. So if you found this helpful, feel free to subscribe. I put out new drag tunes every weekend, new top speed tunes every day. And as always, thanks for watching.